Hello everyone. So today we are going to start a new topic, that is systematic publications. Introduction. It is only in taxonomy that oldest words are considered valuable even today, and they are widely accepted. Here, oldest words actually means the names that are given by the scientist to a particular taxa or a species or a genus. So no study in science is complete until it may be available to another scientist, that is in the form of a research paper or a publication, that is in the written form. So publication is an inseparable part of a research. A research worker in any branch of a geology must know the recent trends of the research in his field, that is what are the recent development in the field. Okay. Then the requirement, or we can say the preparation method. So these are the basic requirement which must be followed by any taxonomist in the preparation of a taxonomic publication, or we can say a systematic publication. So first is the description. So it is the main body of all the published work. It has dual purpose. It serves to record and convey the data about the taxa described, and it serves an essential basis of the new names, that is on the basis of this new names are derived or given to a particular taxa. Then keys. So it is important part of a publication. It gives the relationship among different taxa with the help of important stable characteristics. So actually keys are important for comparing the two different taxas, okay, on the basis of their characteristics. Then the classification. So the latest and the most commonly accepted form of classification should be followed. Then synonymics. So this is also important part of a systematic publication because it needs screening of a literature to find out the various names that are present in each species and the genus. So it generally led to the more qualitative names to genus and the species. In some cases, there are numerous names. Chronological listing of such names gives a clear-cut picture of the history of the various names. That is, on which date what name should be given to a particular taxa, so that we have a chronological listing. Then the bibliography and the reference. That is, each systematic article, whether it is small and large, always contain bibliography references. The citation of these should be very selective. So, bibliography generally means the history, identification, or description of the writings or a publication. Then, nomenclatural parts, that is, the names should be written correctly in a zoological nomenclature. Illustration, it is the basic criteria of an organism which are going to accept into the scientific world. It become extremely difficult to understand and compare the specimen without proper diagrammatic illustrations. So illustration are very important whenever a new species is discovered, so as to compare them on the basis of their diagrammatic illustration. Then different kinds of the publications. So first, publication or description of a new taxa. These are the ordinary descriptive papers of the new species and genera. Such description do not allow the comparison of all related species. So it is basically an ordinary introduction, okay. It does not allow the comparison of the species. Then the synopsis and the review. These include brief summaries of the current systematic knowledge of a group. Such works actually bring together all scattered information at a one place, and thus it is very useful for the future fellow workers. So synopsis and review is useful. Example is this, that is Gagne RJ 1973, a generic synopsis of Nearctic Cicidomyidae. Solomon MJ Cross JV et al. 2000, review on the biocontrol of the pest of apple in North and the Central Europe. Then taxonomic revision. So this summarizes and evaluates the previous taxonomic work of a group and incorporates, that is, addition of new information into it. So they vary greatly in the completeness of a treatment. Some revision are monographic in approach, yet fall short of being monograph because of inadequate material. So, what is a monograph? It is generally a specialist work of a writing, in contrast to the reference work or exhibition on a single subject or an aspect of a subject, often by a single author or a artist, and usually on a scholarly subject. So, example of taxonomic revision is Gagne RJ 1985, a taxonomic revision of Asian rice gall midge. Then monographs. So these are the most complete systematic publications involving the full systematic treatment of all species, subspecies, and other taxonomic units. It also gives the comparative anatomy of the group, the immature stages that are present in the group, which also show metamorphosis. The immature stages, like the stages in the life cycle of an insect, like the caterpillar, pupa, larva, etc. So through monograph, taxonomists get a whole existing information about a group. Their preparation require more complete material than any other kind. Example is again Gagne RJ 1981, a monograph of Trichonta USDA. Technical Bulletin in 1683. Then fauna studies. So these are the detailed study of the fauna of a particular region and their habitat and the habitat. Example is the Alford JRB 1998, Faunal Diversity in India, Envis Center, Calcutta. So basically it generally gives the information about an animals. Atlases. It is the description of habitat of animals present throughout the world in the picture form. It is used to compare one species from the another, so we can say it is the most suitable method of identifying the organisms. Example is Ross ES and HR Robert Mosquito Atlas. Then catalog. So it is mainly an index of a taxa arranged in such a way so that it gives a detailed picture of references for both zoological nomenclature and the purpose to identify the taxa. So basically it tells about the name and also on the basis of which it was derived, that is in what way it is this taxa is different from any other taxa. According to Welder, catalog contain the following information, that is first original description reference, then later reference, third synonyms with reference, fourth range, the fifth the type of locality, and sixth the taxa are usually listed alphabetical, that is on the basis of alphabetical order. Example is Grover P 1981, a catalog of Indian gall midges. Then checklist. So it carries an information about the list of the names of different animals which are very much useful for the knowing groups of other new animals like birds, mammals, etc. Example Sashidharan N 1997, Forest Trees of Kerala, a checklist. Then field guide. It helps to identify the common animals present in the field and it is very useful for field workers and for the agricultural purpose. Example Baker W. et al. 1958, Guide to the Families of Mites, 3 Institute of Acarology. Then manuals. So a manual is also published in simple language containing main characters of the common species of a phylum. They are made for the student and the layman who can easily identify the animal with the help of such work. So layman is generally or basically one which do not have much information or knowledge about science or we can say scientific data. Example is Pratt HS 1951, a manual of a common invertebrate animals, McGraw-Hill Company, New York. Then handbooks. So it is made for agricultural guides because it give a clear-cut complete idea of group of the animals about their systematic and the taxonomic position in the animal kingdom. That is example Hoven JV 1992, Handbook of Zoology. Then the formation of a taxonomic article. So first of all title, that is first part of a paper that is encountered by a reader. Then author's name. So basically bibliographical problems are solved, or we can say simplified, if an author always uses the same form his name, that is do not varies the name or changes the name accordingly, so that it is convenient for anyone to identify which author is that. Then introduction, that is it includes the scope of the paper, what is the utility of a particular paper. Then acknowledgements, or sometime they precede the summary, that is after summary. Methods used and the material studied, so it enable the reader to evaluate the conclusion. So acknowledgement is generally written before the summary. Then the body of the text. So it includes the definition of a category, key, synonymics, description, statement of a type locality. Actually, type locality is actually the place in which a type specimen was found. Then synonymy, so scientific name, then author name, then date of a publication, then reference, and then type locality. Summary, that should not be in a telegraphic style, and reference and bibliography treated either in footnotes or in parent thesis. Then preparation of manuscript for the taxonomic publication, that is these are the basic steps: first typing, then underlining, then third legends and text citation to illustration, then fourth revision of a manuscript, then fifth, that is proofreading, then illustration, and then reprint. So basically this is a diagrammatic representation of whole process of publishing of a systematic publication. First submit, then screening before a review, that is cross check or checklist within a week. Then if though there are two chances: first it is rejected or return for resubmission. Then peer review, that is single blinded within 2 weeks review by peer group. Then there are three things: first accept with minor revision, second is the major revision, and third is the third time major revision. So in third time major revision it is rejected, and in major revision case author's revision, then again major revision, then the decision meeting, and then reject. And if not rejected, that is accepted, then by the peer review, then accept decision meeting, then acceptance, then e-publish ahead of a print, then manuscript editing, then author's final revision, then the PDF production and author's proofreading, and the published online. That is, in this way the whole systematic publication is published online as well as offline. So this is all about the topic of the systematic publications.